It's not that bad things won't happen to us, but in fact, the most important part is how do we respond instead of react when something hard happens? Hey friend, my name is Melanie Borbo, and I am an impact maker, passionate about helping women overcome depression and anxiety naturally so that they can walk boldly in their purpose without the hustle and the burnout. And recently, I've just been talking with someone who is going through some really hard stuff. And obviously, hard stuff with a family member. I won't go into details because it's not my place to say so, but really challenging, hard stuff to deal with. And I just simply asked how things were going. And, she kind of filled me in, told me some things. And then we started to have a really real conversation about what she could be doing. And so this family member has basically cut this lady off, cut off herself and her other family members. So this certain family member is making some poor choices, right? We've all got that story. We've all got that kind of thing that happens sometimes in our lives. And you know what I told her? I told her she just had to love her through it. She just had to be there and give her a safe space, because when the life that she's choosing falls apart, which chances are probably pretty good it will, because it's not built on anything structurally sound, and she's changed. She's a different person than she was before. So this life that she's living is actually not working for her. She just doesn't know it yet. And so I said to this lady, I said, you know what? The best thing to do is to create a safe space for her, because you don't want her to think that when this other way of life falls apart, that she has nowhere to turn or nowhere to go, no one to go to. And that it really seemed to resonate with this lady. She said, I've struggled. I've gotten really angry and I've maybe said some things or done some things. And I said, you know what? We all do. We all do. She said, how do I not let it bother me? And I said, you won't. You can't. When you love someone, you can't not let it bother you. But I said, don't let this family member, see that part of you. Take it to the Lord, take it to your spouse, take it to whoever. Cry, on that shoulder, instead of letting the one that has caused the problem see your angst around it. Because, and I know this, I'm speaking from experience. We had this experience not long ago where someone got into a relationship, a girl got into a relationship with a young man. And the young man, the girl had issues with her parent. And instead of trying to figure out those issues and to get things solved, somebody else invited her to move into their house. And even though that seems like a wonderful thing, right? Like someone is helping, that sounds like a great idea, except there was no room for that girl and her parent to reconcile, because they completely lost contact. That parent never thought to leave an empty space or leave a safe space, pardon me, and that contact was completely lost. And so when that girl was no longer able to live in this other person's house, she was going to be homeless. And that is a super scary situation for anyone, right? And so what I learned from that experience is that, like, we actually did take that girl in for a short time until some other situation came up that worked out well and possibly better for her. But what I learned was that I wish she would have fixed the relationship with her parent, because we need our parents, we need our family, we need to have a support network. And so if you are struggling, if you're the one that's going through the hard time, if you're the one that's maybe making the bad choices, or if you're the one that's dealing with somebody else's bad choices, the best advice that I could give is to love them through it. Give them a safe space. What does that look like? That looks like, calling, texting, even if they don't want to talk to you, even if they don't answer, just letting them know that you're there. I don't mean every single day. Like, give them some space, let them figure out what they need to figure out, but don't shy away from the hard stuff. Take the high road. Someone told me this one time when we were going sledding. I said, what am I supposed to do if we were going sledding in the mountains? And I was scared to death. And I said, what am I supposed to do if it starts to roll? And somebody said to me, take the high road. And I went, okay, I got it. No, take the high side. That's what it was. Bail on the high side. That's what he said. Bail on the high side. And to me, that means now take the high road. Be the bigger person. Be the one to apologize first. Be the one to swallow your pride, even if someone has hurt you. Be the one that is creating a safe space, because we all make bad choices and we all do things that we're not necessarily proud of. But it is so amazing to know that we have someone who's loved us through it. I was there, man. I was a teenager who made bad choices. And my mom just loved me through it. She didn't allow me to continue to make the mistakes. She didn't allow me to disrespect her. But she allowed me space to make the mistake, and she allowed me the knowledge to know that when I had come back from making the mistake and I realized that it had been a mistake, she was still there, loving on me, waiting for me. And you know what? That's what God does to us. How many times do we screw up? How many times do we make mistakes? God's always waiting for us. He's always there. Come on, I'm here. Come on in. And so that's that would be my golden nugget for today is, if you're in a hard season and if there's any way that you can hold space for someone, do it. Show grace, show mercy. It'll pay off. I promise you it'll pay off in the long run. So, and if you want to be surrounded by other women that are overcoming depression and anxiety naturally inside of a faith-based community, come join Peace, Purpose, and Profit. You just come to school.com/peace, purpose, and profit. It's a free group. All kinds of cool things are happening in there and more to come. So you are more than welcome, my friend. Come on in. Let's get you healed. Let's get you walking in your purpose, and let's get you making an impact. All right. Take care. God bless.